Next is Mr. SUJITH Balaparambil, and his subject is getting the best out of coding audits, healthier RCM and documentation. And about Mr. SUJITH, he is having a postgraduate degree, master's degree in medical documentation, and he is having CCS from HIIMA and CPMA from APC, and he is trained in Six Sigma. He worked as a lead auditor in third-party audit for Department of Health Abu Dhabi under Tasnif. He worked as senior auditor, denial analyst, and senior coding specialist in Al Ain Hospital Abu Dhabi, and he is presently working as RCM consultant in HealthSoft Middle East, Abu Dhabi. I welcome Mr. SUJITH to the dais. Come please.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause for next speaker in the scientific session 3, revenue cycle management and clinical coding. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have Mr. SUJITH.
Good afternoon, everybody. So I have a question for you. Could I know who likes audits? Could I know who likes audits? In healthcare sector, who likes audits? I want to know from the audience who likes audits. Yeah, then another question, who doesn't like audits? Yeah, okay, good. So audit is systematic, independent, documented process of obtaining audit evidence and evaluating it objectively to determine the extent of which audit criteria are fulfilled. That means this is a systematic process and it has to be independent. And documented process, we have in audits, we are getting the evidences from the facilities or the organization to conclude to a finding. Finding means it can be called it as conformities, non-conformities, all this is coming on that one. This is matching with audit criteria. Audit criteria are policies and audit criteria are policies and the procedures which is followed in the facilities. So for the coding audits, which the auditors are doing, what they are doing, they are reviewing the documentation and submitted claims and prospective analysis of the pre-billed claims. In the billing, it will be coming as codes like ICDs, CPDs, all this will be audited. So it can be a random or targeted. Random means you can select from the total population. The total population in the sense total raw data, from that one you can select randomly using scientific formula. So this is random audits and targeted audits. Targeted audits are also called as focused audits. So focused audits, you can do the audits for the particular codes. Suppose if you want to go with OB-GYN codes or specific IVR codes, that means CPT codes. So that can be done for the audits. And codes for code or full record. Codes or full records we can do in the audits. The importance of audits, coding audits entails conducting internal, external reviews of coding accuracy, policies and procedures to ensure you are running efficient and hopefully liable-free operation. In this audits, what we are checking the total quality of the coding. So like any deficiencies are there, like codes coded without documentation or specificity errors Or in Abu Dhabi, we are going with the ICDs and CPTs, the documentation, in the E&M level also. E&M level means for the consultation we are doing. For that one, the level is matching or down coding, up coding, all these criteria we are checking on that one. And if it is not meeting with the criteria, it can be a non-conformity. It will be a finding for the audits. So this will be communicated to the facility as a finding in the, it can be in one tool like Excel, or it can be in the report. So it can, this will be communicated to the facility or organizations. So important audit is the accuracy and quality of the codes which you are using for the during the claiming process. So this is applicable for where insurance and reporting purpose is there. There the data accuracy is very important. And coming to the audit process, we have certain stages. So establishing the audit program. We have to establish a program. What is the focus of the audit? We have to know, before going for an audit, we have to know the audit program, for what we are going. So that has to be known to the audit. First, from the auditor point of view, we have to come to a conclusion which we have to go for an audit. Then implementing the audit program. Audit program in the sense, what are all the criteria you are going for the audit? In that one, scope, objective, all this will be coming. And after implementing the audit program, then it is coming monitoring of the audit program. Monitoring means you are checking the objective, and if it is meeting with the criteria, it can be in this monitoring program, audit program, we can use the root cause analysis, everything, to know we are achieving the requirement of this audit. Requirements means the fulfillment of the objective. So, and after that one, reviewing and improving the audit program. We have to review the audit program as such is, if this program is implemented, it will be effective. So we have to see that one, whether this is going to be effective for the particular program. So after the implementation of the program, we have to go for the initiation of the audit. Initiation means we have to communicate the auditee. Auditee means the facility you are going to audit, or the organization or the process you are going to audit. So where you have to communicate to the facility about or organization to what are all the parameters you are using when the audits are coming and objectives. It has to be clearly communicated to the facilities or organization. Preparing the audit activities. Preparing the audit activities means the tools, templates, objectives, everything has to be in place so that without tools, we cannot do anything in the audits. So we have to have equipped with tools and the templates. So then it is coming conducting of the audits. In the conducting of the audits, you will facility, like if we are going for a coding company, suppose. So we have to have a team, like 5 people are there. So there should be a team leader. So all this, if we are in the preparing phase or in the planning phase, we have to see the competency of the auditors and lead auditors. So during the conduction of the audit, all these templates, all the reports, it has to be audited and reviewed, and it has to be in the form of reports. So it has to be, finding has to be reported in the reports, like in the Excel sheets or in the templates. Like if code is not matching with the documentation, it is a non-conformity. So you have to write the non-conformity in a corrective way, like this particular code is coded without documentation. So this has to be communicated to the facility. So while reading the report itself, the facility has to know what is lacking in the coding process. And it has to, after the audit, the report has to be sent it to the facility for the review, so, or auditing. So after the review, the facility, there are non-conformities or conformities. So facility has to come up with a facility has to come up with a corrective action plan for the non-conformities. And after the report from the facilities, this has to be, the audit team will finalize the final report and send it to the non-conformities clearly communicated to the facility. So this is, from the audit process, we have to see that what are the milestones we have achieved during the audit process. So suppose the audit objective is 90% of accuracy in coding. So if that milestone is achieving, so we can say that the facility is meeting the requirement of that particular objective. So that is a conformity. So different types of audits. You can, normally we can see internal audits. This is from the internally the facilities are doing within the organization. They want to know the quality of the coders or builders. So this is within the organization. External audits means this is regulatory audits, like from the legal requirements, or in Abu Dhabi there are third-party audits to know the level of coding. According to the level of coding accuracy and the requirements, the facility will be graded in A, B, C, D, like that. So this is, along with that one, there is a certification validity period. It is applicable for the grades. If it is A grade, it will be 1.5 years. If it is for the B grade, it will be 1 year, and the C, it will be 9 months. Like that, DOH has implemented this one. So this is a requirement for the facility to go for, this is directly related with the payment also. So the facilities are more towards this audit, and they are very concerned about that one. So random audits, randomly we are selecting the files for the audits. Like in the population, we are selecting few files. And focused audits, I already mentioned about that one. Specific codes, specific scenarios we want to audit. Then prospective audits, when a patient is admitted, during the admission itself, the coders are coding. Suppose the patient is admitted for 5 days. During the 5 days, the coders are coding. During that time, the auditors are auditing and finding out the gaps. So that gaps are fulfilled during that stay, and upon discharge, all the records has to be 100% accurate or minimum 90% accuracy. So retrospective audits usually in most of the audits are conducted, like after the discharge codes, ICD codes, CPT codes, and the processes. So process will be audited. So where in which you will find the non-conformities in the sense of documentation deficiencies, codes deficiencies, so where codes are not coded according to guidelines, so specificity there are missing. All this can be found out during the retrospective audits. And peer review audits means the competent person, if suppose one consultant, gastroenterology consultant, so you cannot go and audit the, one coder can go and audit the consultant on the basis of coding and all these things. So if someone competent enough, same competency level of the consultant, those who are in the healthcare, like physicians, someone who is trained in that one, they are auditing the same competent level people. So these kinds of audits very rarely conducted. So coming to my point, what are all the what we are getting from these audits. What are the benefits we are getting from the audits? So protecting from denials and rejections. If we are auditing the facilities or organization and we are coming across the deficiencies like codes are, these kinds of specificities are not mentioned or documentations are not there, so then this will be leading to denial and rejections. So also it is important for the increasing compliance and identify the trends of the fraud and abuse. And protecting the recovery audits. Recovery audits means after the payment from the insurance companies, there will be audits from the insurance companies. They can take back the money from the facility if you are not coding according to the criteria, or it's wrong coding, wrong billing, all this one, they can take it back. So, and most important thing is improving the coding accuracy. Through audits, we can improve the accuracy of coding, so we don't have to fear about anything related to accuracy. So we have conducted a study not study, actually this is a real scenario wherein which July we have around 11 point plus denials for the initial level. Then we have implemented the audits, and after the audits you can able to see that one. November it has come down to below 8%. So same thing for the E&M level, the documentation, some of the documentation levels are not meeting to the 2 and 4 level. We have conducted the audits for this specific physicians, and we have come up with the, you can able to see the May level, there is a 6% or below, above 6%. We have reached up to average, we can say about 14%, even EN1 level, like 99214 level, it has reached to 14, average it is 14%. So coding audits importance. So this audits is important for the clinical documentation. Clinical documentation, there is any gaps are there, and any physician documentation is missing something, then we can able to find the gaps and we can communicate to the physicians. So certification supporting to the coding audits, we have CPMA from AAPC and also CHIDP from HIIMA, and QMS, internal auditor and lead auditor program from ISO. So the key takeaway for this one is do the coding appropriately and accurately, and you can gain the correct revenue from the coding, and it will improve the quality of the documentation. Thank you very much.